No matter how new the coach is or how old the coach is, this is the process that we do. It's quite expensive, but at the end of the day, the customer ends up with a piece of equipment that is going to take care of them. Squeaks and rattles are not going to be a part of what you're going to experience. I just can't deal with it myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm hanging out here with Frank Koenigsetter at Liberty Coach, and I've got some hard questions for Frank today. I want to ask you about this coach, but I also want to ask you about the whole process that you do before you put a coach on the line here at Liberty Coach. What are we looking at here?
This is a 2013 triple slide. It's got 2 super slides in the rear. Coach has about 55,000 miles on it.
Dean Louts here, everybody. Nice to see you again. Andrew, thanks for having us sponsor today's video. My newest series of paintings is called Turtle Mode. You hear about them being endangered and they're protected, and when you fall in love with something and you know it's made for you, and then you really want to push the limits and make it better and better, that's where I'm at. I'm slowing down and just focusing on something that means a lot to me right now. If you'd like to buy a painting, contact 574-522-8838, and the shop will get you in touch with me, and I'd love to talk to you personally about it.
It's a 3-owner coach, if I'm not mistaken. It's gone through some pretty good upgrades. It has the iPad upgrades in it, and it has an iPad on the dash as well, which means we had to go through and reconfigure the dash. So it's got quite a bit of upgrades along with it. It's got a great looking interior, and again, it has the super slides in the back of the coach, which is something that we are now transitioning on our new coaches again as well.
The paint job on this coach is absolutely stunning. There's so much different detail work within this paint job. Gives it a different effect from when you're 5 feet away to 20 feet away. Just an incredible paint job. How do you select your coaches before they come on the pre-owned line, and what type of a process does this coach go through before you list it?
Well, you know, we will take pretty much any of the Liberty Coach product that's out there and on trade. Depending on your model, if it's within 10 years of production on Liberty Coach, then it will stay in underneath the Liberty Coach name as far as the sales position. If it's outside of 10 years of production, then it goes into the other company we have called the Motorhome Exchange, which Dave Wall is the one that manages that part of the business. Now, once we take a coach in, we evaluate it as far as what it needs, tires, batteries, you know, whatever the situation it needs, then we'll put a value on it, and that's how we'll either use it as far as a trade-in value, or if it's going to be consigned, or if we're going to buy it. So it kind of all depends. We are in the used coach business, period. We have a new coach side obviously as well, where we do about 14 new coaches a year, but totally we sell somewhere around 100 Prevost units a year, which is unheard of in this industry. Once we get the coach in and we go through some of the process as far as tires, some other decor aspects in the coach, it's put on the line. When the coach is sold, then we go through our PDI process, which is significantly more than what our competition will do. We have a complete RO that is printed out, which is the PDI checklist, which is approximately 250 line items. The technician will go through each one of those line items. He'll mark down what has to be done on those items, and then from that point another RO is generated, and then the coach goes through about a 2.5 to 3 week process of getting it ready to go. No matter how new the coach is or how old the coach is, this is the process that we do. So it's quite expensive, but at the end of the day, the customer ends up with a piece of equipment that is going to take care of them. They don't have to worry about the fact that when they go off down the road on their first trip that they're going to have all kinds of issues, because we've already found them. If it doesn't work, we're going to replace it if we can't fix it. That's how our PDI is. Tires, batteries, the whole 9 yards. Now when you look at batteries from 2011 and up, we switched to the lithium-ion system. So we have the ability to go back through those batteries in their history to see if they have to be replaced, depending on how many cycles they've had. So it's very rare that we have to replace batteries on a coach to get it ready, other than engine or generator batteries. Those we typically do replace on a used coach when we do it. Tires, going back to that, if the tires are 4 years or older on the DOT stamp on the side of the tire, they just get pulled and replaced, period. If they're like 2 years, then we probably won't, unless the customer requests that they would like to have them done. But I don't, for whatever reason, you get a coach out there that's got 5 years on their tires and they'll start peeling tread off of them for no apparent reason. So instead of having that headache, we just go ahead and replace them.
And what type of a warranty, like this is a 2013, so approaching an 8-year-old coach, what type of a warranty, is there any type of warranty that comes with this coach if it's bought through you?
Typically, most of what we will do is on the conversion side, a minimum of 90 days, depending on year model. We get into like a 13 on this will probably be around 6 months. We can also go out to a year. Now on our new coaches, we have a lifetime workmanship warranty on that coach to the first owner, which means if that cabinet breaks or a countertop breaks or something in the manufacturing aspect of what we installed or how we installed it is a problem, then that is our problem, not the customer's problem. I mean, if a TV fails, a TV fails. It has its own warranties. But if the installation of what we did for that TV caused it to fail, or an air conditioner, that's on us.
Squeaks and rattles to an original coach. You had mentioned in previous interviews that you had warranted squeaks and rattles for Charlie Daniels because he was the original owner.
Right.
Is that something you still do?
Oh yeah. I mean, that coach had over 2 million miles on it, and we were still doing that. Squeaks and rattles are a massive issue for me, period. I don't care if it's used or new. We will take the coach on multiple test drives during our PDI process on a new coach or a used coach, and squeaks and rattles are not going to be a part of what you're going to experience. I just can't deal with it myself, period.
So say you do need some service work or repair work and you're in different parts of the country, what type of a network do you have set up, and how can a person and where can folks go to get warranty service done on this coach?
Well, first of all, it says Liberty Coach on the front and on the back. We are going to be the first line of communication that a customer is going to go to. That's what we tell them. You've got the different service technicians, the ones that did the walkthrough with you. You've got the service managers both here and in North Chicago. You've got my phone number. I'm probably one of the most available individuals you'll ever find in this industry and always have been. You can get a hold of somebody. We will be the first line that you'll get to. I don't care if the engine falls out of the coach. I want you to call us. From there, we will take the ball and we will run with it, and we will be communicating back to you as far as how we're going to get you taken care of, no matter where you are in the country. We're not going to expect you to make the phone calls or just start to give you a list of people's names and phone numbers to start making phone calls on your own. We will make that happen. That is how we've done it, and that's how we will continue to do it. The other thing that we do for our customer base too is we have our own rallies throughout the year. Liberty Coach rallies. We also support a number of the different clubs that are out there, the Road Hogs, the Bus and Bikers, the Prevost Proud Group. All of those groups out there, we attend their events. We bring our service tractor trailer to that with our service technicians. We'll send a letter out in advance to find out what you're having an issue with, and then we'll take care of it. For the most part, most customers will only see us at these events to get service done on their coach. We may never see them come to the shop in North Chicago or here in Stuart ever. They just hit those events and we'll take care of their minor issues or issues that they have there. Now, we also go to the different resorts that are out there, be it the Motor Coach Country Club in California. We'll send some service technicians out there a couple times a year. We also do that up at the Hearthside Grove Resort in Michigan, in Petoskey, Michigan. Mountain Falls in Lake Toxaway, we do the same. So we're all over the country anyway. But there's also times when you're going to need something more immediate. That could be done at a Prevost facility. Between all of their service facilities they have, or if the situation warrants it, I'll fly somebody to you.
And if you check out Liberty Coach's YouTube channel, they've been doing some great walkthroughs on a lot of these coaches as well. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description below. But they also have some customer testimonials with some of their customers talking about that. So definitely worth checking out their channel. Well, that's really interesting, the whole network you have in place to warranty and take care of these coaches after the sale. But what's you want to tell us a little more about what's going on with this coach in particular?
Again, this is a 2013. It's a triple slide with 2 super slides in the back. The woodwork and the molding work and the interior of this coach is just incredible. I mean, from the two-tone design on the countertops, the ceiling designs on the coach. We just did a refresh on the decor in here when it was up in North Chicago a couple of months ago. Bedspread, headboard, some pillow arrangements, and different decor. So we're really excited about getting this coach back in front of people so that we can really find it a really good home.
What type of equipment's in this coach? What's the power plant? What's the battery system, transmission? What's all the machines behind all the beautiful finishes we're seeing?
All the guts and glory, huh? The engine is a Volvo D13. It's 500 horsepower, 1,750 foot-pounds of torque. It has a 20 kW Kohler generator. The battery system is the lithium-ion Mastervolt system. It's got 3 of those 24-volt units in place. It has 4 Cruisair units, which are 14,000 BTU each. Be it that the coach is a triple slide, it has the Prevost factory dash AC system with the auxiliary blowers behind the driver and passenger seat. When I'm using this coach driving down the road, I will have the galley air conditioner on, the bedroom air conditioner on, and then the dash unit on. That keeps this coach plenty cold up in the front. You're not running the generator. There's plenty of inverter power because you've got 4 3,500 watt inverter units on board, so it can more than adequately take care of running those 2 ACs going down the road without the generator. The Crestron system that's on board, I brought Crestron into the industry in 2001. Again, that's been interfaced with iPad controls, so everything in this coach that you need to run, be it TV, lighting, electrical, mechanical, all the awnings, anything like that, is all fixed into the iPad systems, and especially from the dash as well. So you can do all of that from one position. The other thing we've got a Miele microwave convection oven. You've got a Gaggenau cooktop, Sub-Zero refrigeration. We also have the Bosch full-size washer and dryer on board as well. So the coach is well equipped with some of the finest appliances known in the high-end industry.
And I was actually over at a party at River Landings Motor Coach Resort last night, and one of the Liberty Coach owners was telling me that driving a Liberty Coach compared to driving other converters is different, and that their family has stuck with Liberty Coaches after experiencing different converters. What would the reasoning be for a Liberty Coach driving differently than other converters?
It has to do with balance and center of gravity. I tell people this all the time, that if you drive one of our coaches last after you've driven everything else, you'll notice the difference before you get off the dealership lot or before you get off the RV resort lot, if that's where you happen to be. A number of years ago, we went through some changes on our electrical system. So we can go into that in further detail, but the Maritz Octoplex system was able to eliminate almost 450 to 500 pounds of copper wire out of the coach. It also enabled us to take all the very heavy cables, keep them from being up above the floor level, and keep them down below floor level, which again brings the center of gravity down. The other aspect is the balance from side to side and front to rear. If you weigh the coach on tire per tire, side to side, you're probably going to be within 300 to 400 pounds side to side, if not less. So there is a significant difference on how the coach feels going around the turns at high speeds, and the less flexing, if you will, of the chassis, although the Prevost chassis is very strong and you don't have those type of flexing issues that you do on like Class A motorhomes and other aspects that use a frame rail chassis. So that is how we've been able to continually build a coach that drives and feels so much more comfortable going down the road. probably the best example that I can give is a customer coming from another Prevost conversion company, coming to our coach and saying that what he used to drive felt clumsy going down the road compared to what he has today.
Definitely makes a lot of sense, and all the engineering behind the coach. Now, the Liberty Coach paint jobs are unlike any other motor coach on the roads. I go all over, and a lot of people will agree with me that Liberty is the head of the game, hands down. What made you decide to use Dean Laux, a world-renowned artist, to paint each and every one of these coaches? I know there's probably a lot of cost involved in that. What was your reasoning for having every one of your coaches have a Dean Laux paint job?
Well, I was fortunate enough to be a friend of Dean's going back 30 plus years, and he would do some specialty projects for us, like if we had a customer that wanted a special paint job on the outside or a special mural on the outside. I got hooked up with him, and the best thing that I could say about it at the time was that if Dean told you he would be at your shop at 7 o'clock, he'd be there at 6:45. If he told you that the coach was going to be done in 7 days, it was done in 7 days. And then we didn't have to worry about it. He worked around us in our own shop, so it worked out great. We get into 2010, 2011, 2012, everything that you're seeing coming down the road at you is looking the same, from Monaco product to American Eagle product to Prevost product. Everything coming at you is looking the same. And I said, you know, it's time to make a change of some kind. So Dean and I sat down and I said, okay, we now have the coaches painted by Prevost. They had done the graphics for many years. How about if you do some graphic changes and we have Prevost do it? Well, we sat down and did some of that. Quickly figured out that Prevost really was not going to be able to handle the designs that Dean was showing us. And so we decided to change our whole business model as far as production and have Dean do the paint jobs first, and then we would do the interiors and put them out on the road. Trust me, when I started telling people how much it was going to cost additional to have a coach painted by Dean, they looked at me and said I'd lost my mind. But those same people ended up trading coaches in the first year that Dean started doing paint. It was really quickly visual that it was going to make a significant change to the industry. So we're very proud of that relationship. Probably one of the most important aspects with working with Dean is the part of now being able to have the outside paint job of the coach complement how our interiors have come along and how they have been the top of the industry for many, many years. Now we have an outside paint job that is the top as well. So now we have equal inside and outside. For what my brother Kurt and his wife Kim do on the interior design and decor, we now have something on the outside that is matching that interior as well.
Definitely makes sense why you're the leading converter between the interior, exterior, all of the engineering that goes into it. I'm extremely impressed. You want to show us more about this exact coach here and walk us through what we're looking at today?
Well, again, galley area. We have an extra long galley in our triple slides, so there's plenty of work room, even though most people don't cook in the coach, and I could probably never have a warranty claim on ever hooking up the range top because nobody uses it. But for those that do, we've got a lot of room here. Trash drawer here, which is very convenient. Everybody's always looking for a place to put the trash. Sub-zero refrigeration. Freezer drawers here. Ice maker built into the bottom of this freezer drawer. We get into the Moritz Octoplex system that's on this particular coach here, which is everything from 2008 and newer. Kind of a quick run through on that. We've eliminated all the fuses in the coach. There's only like 6 fuses basically, and the rest of everything here that you're seeing is what's called an electronic programmable circuit breaker. So if something were to fail, like the couch doesn't work, it doesn't come out electrically, more than likely you'll have a breaker that's tripped. Quite simply, it'll just say breaker tripped. You press it, it'll take you to that page, and then you've got the port couch. It'll probably be red. You go ahead and just reset it as such. It's that simple. So now you're not having to pull electrical wiring sheets out, what is the circuit number, where's the fuse, having empty closets out or take panels apart or empty bays, all of that, it's done right here. It really made life a lot easier, both troubleshooting on our side and the end user, for sure.
Frank and I actually did a video all about the Maritza Octoplex about a year ago, where he demonstrates that and shows how the breaker trips. I'll make sure to leave a link to that video in the description below as well, so you can see an in-depth demonstration of the Maritza Octoplex system. But I want to see this the bedroom back here with the super slide here, so.
Some really great design work here as far as fabrics and textures.
Just a lot of room back here. Now, what's different about the super slides? And Frank, what are you, about 6'2" or?
Am I right at 6'1", yeah.
So you can see Frank is not a small guy by any means. And so why is this bedroom just so much bigger than a lot of the other bedrooms that I see?
Well, the slide room is actually 40 inches longer than the standard size slide in the Prevost. So this is a Prevost slide as well, but it's 40 inches longer. So then we centered the bed on the slide, which then allows you to have it feel much more enormous. You've got the closet areas there, closet, and then of course on the other side with the triple, the closets here, drawers. I mean, this coach has probably got like 14 drawers in it. It's ridiculous how many drawers are in the coach, which everybody's always looking for some place to put something. So again, here, nice closet area, hamper below at the bottom.
I've got to point out too, the faces, how there's a two-toned. These drawers have a different design on the drawer faces than the cabinets here. Really an incredible job with the design team.
King size bed, the windows, we still have a great amount of window here, even above the head of the bed, where you don't ever close in that area right there. Number one, for safety, so that you can get out the window should there be a problem. But then you've also got the window and the cross ventilation with both windows that open.
I also did another video where Frank explains the entire basement bays and all the engineering behind that. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description below to that as well. Frank, if someone's a serious buyer and they want to step up to a Liberty Coach, who should they get a hold of?
Well, you get a hold of our sales team. You can either email us, coachsales@libertycoach.com. Look at the website, libertycoach.com. You can also call in at 800-554-9877, and we'll be there to take your calls. One other thing that's unique about us is that if you go onto our website, you can find the cell phone numbers of each one of our salespeople as well, and service, so you can contact them directly if you'd like to also.
Frank, thanks again for taking the time to show us this beautiful coach. I greatly appreciate all of you out there liking these videos and subscribing to the channel, and make sure to subscribe to Liberty Coach's YouTube channel as well. I'll leave that link in the description below. I hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.
Thank you.